Hello, everybody. Welcome to Executive Zone, where you take your next step. My name is Edwin Zapata. Bitcoin to 80K. Is it going to happen? I don't know. There's so much FUD in the market. What's going to happen? It's almost Christmas. It's almost holiday season, end of the year. Everybody's panicking. We got new variants out there. Don't worry. We got lots to cover. So here's the thing. When it comes to looking at things, it doesn't matter what market it is, whether it's stocks, crypto, forex, etc. Even in like buying things like designer bags, because some people do that as investments, you got to look at the whole picture. It's like a big puzzle piece. It's like a big chess game. I love chess. And you got to look at everything that's coming around, because everything plays a role. And if you can start to map things out. Now, for those of you that are new, it's going to be very overwhelming. If you've ever been in stocks or forex, all of these things affect everything. All of a sudden, you're looking at your portfolio shooting up to the moon, and then it crashes and you wonder, oh no, what happened? And then it turns out there was a piece of news that totally threw everything under the train tracks. So for everything to make sense, you have to slowly start building the picture. Are you going to get it 100%? No, probably not. But the more you understand how things play into things, the more you can anticipate moves and make better calculated risks. And that's what it comes down to. Risk management, self-discipline, and just understanding. Because if you know that something came out in the news that can seem negative, but you know that the long term is positive because of everything else, then you know, oh, this may be bad news for now, and it's a good opportunity to enter. Again, applies to stocks as well. But long term, I know that this is going to play out because I calculated things properly. Are you going to get it right 100% of the time? Absolutely not. Remember, 60% of the time works every time. So in China, they were able to see who is mining and who is not crypto mining. And this is kind of a big deal because China has come out like 54 times, 1,000 different times, saying that they are banning crypto. And every time that they ban crypto, the market drops. But what they're not saying is that they're banning crypto for the average person. But, those that are elites and the government themselves, they're not banning it for them. They're just banning it for the average person because, as we know, China is their own dictatorship. They're their own, communist party. So if they're not in control, they're not a fan of it. Not like here where, hey, they'll just tax you. No, there they want full control. So by them banning it for the average person, they have more control for themselves. A lot of miners have left China and gone elsewhere, and they're still pushing their own digital currency, their own digital yuan. So they still want full control. Maybe it's their own fear as to their people gaining control and then rebelling against them, which is good news for the crypto space because it shows how much power it actually has. Whenever you have a government afraid of something, chances are, you should probably be doing it. So, I don't know. That's the rebellious nature of me, I guess. Hopefully my FBI agent isn't watching this and ready to take me out. But yeah, so with China, they were able to basically, I guess, spy on, no surprise coming from China, basically spy on their people with their IP addresses to see who's mining and who's not. So whether they crack down on these people or not, we'll see, because if they do crack down on these people and totally shut them down, you can expect the market to take another dip. So news like this hasn't really made a huge effect. This is probably just like them coming out saying like, hey, we can see you. Who knows how many people are out there using VPNs, if VPNs even actually block it. I'm not too techie with that stuff. I know that it blocks IP addresses, obviously, but how deep their spy campaign in this regard is, we don't know yet. So this is just something to keep in mind. If you want to read the full article, I'll share it in the description. And again, looking at things as a whole picture, this is just Asia. So India is still not recognizing Bitcoin as a currency. Okay, but it's still good news because some months back they had totally banned it. They're not like China where every 6 months they say they're banning it. They had banned it. They don't want it. And it was like illegal. Thanks to the creator of Ethereum, I think it's partially thanks to the creator of Ethereum, because he ended up donating billions of dollars worth of crypto to India to help them when they were at a time of need. So for them to use this crypto that was banned, which they needed, they had to basically unban it, right? Kind of get more used to it. So it's very revolutionary as to how it works, because you can help nations and other people. You just have to welcome it, right? So it can be controversial in that sense, but it just shows how much power there really is with cryptocurrency, and how how um, how early we still are in this space. Because I've been saying this for years, the true potential of blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, and how all of this works, we haven't even tapped into like the surface level of it. We're just barely beginning to understand how far we can go with this stuff. And mark my words, the next like 10, 20 years, we're going to be doing stuff that we could never have imagined, for sure. Especially with crypto. I mean, obviously we're going to be doing crazy things because of science, but yeah. So in India, what they've done is they still recognize it as like an asset class. And again, I'll share the article in the description, but they're not recognizing it as a currency. And this is what I mean by look at the whole picture, because India is actually one of the world's largest holders of gold, but the people that hold the gold are actually the people. And I share this because the people, I don't know if you've ever seen it, a lot of people from India, they hold a lot of gold. And a lot of the women have bangles, right? Those golden bracelets. And those are basically like almost 24 karat gold. So they have actual wealth on them. And that's why they have all this jewelry, and that's part of their culture. See, they pass down their wealth as they go, and then it becomes passed down heirlooms. And they can use this in a time of need. Like, oh, snap, I need some money because we're in a sticky situation. No problem, I'll just take off one bangle and I'll cash it in. Because not everybody has access to banks. Things have been corrupt. So they count on themselves carrying their wealth. So sometimes you won't even see it, and you can see it in their culture. Like when I worked at a retail store doing sales, you could see that those that come from India were very conservative with their money and were very calculated as to what they'd spend their money on. They don't mind spending the money on something that's valuable, because they know that they carry their money with them. And if they're going to finally use it, they think about the mentality. If they're going to finally use their money, their currency, their value, their heirlooms, it better be worth it. It's got to be something of quality, right? Which is ironic. No shade to those from India, but it's ironic because a lot of things that comes here from different Asian countries doesn't always have the best quality. Sorry if I upset anyone, but it's just true. But I'm not throwing shade to the people themselves, because they are willing to spend money on things that are of quality. Okay, there's a difference there. Whereas us here in North America, we're looking to spend our money without considering things. We waste our money and we buy crap. Whereas those in Asia, they don't like to waste their money and they don't like to buy crap. I'll take that mentality anytime. All right, so here's where India is not recognizing it as a currency, but they're not totally disregarding it altogether, I guess because they still got to use it. But what's coming is they have their own cryptocurrency in the mix, just like all the other nations. I spoke about it on my previous video, how Canada and I think it was Russia, they have their own cryptocurrency coming up. But a common theme is that they don't want it tied to the non-centralized crypto, right? They want the privatized. They want to have their own. No surprise, obviously, because they all want control. And that's a big power struggle that's going on here between the people and the centralized banks. So the more we allow centralized regulators and all of that to really step in, we're basically giving the power right back to them. We're letting them scare us out of the power that we've gotten back. Because remember, government officials are supposed to be in place for the people. We pay their salary And they're supposed to be there to serve us, not us serve them. And this is where, because over time, people haven't realized the shift in mindset. So when you allow government to tell you what you can and can't do, you've basically given up your rights, because they're going to try to do that and spin it around so that you think that they have the power when really you have the power, just like in the movie Ants. For those of you that haven't seen it, check it out. Go look it up on YouTube. The scene with the grasshopper. Okay, so now Bitcoin to 80,000. There's been a lot of talk. We're in December now, and people are seeing how the market crashed because of the new variant. And I say in quotations because I actually sent out a list to a friend of mine back in June, July, that actually had the name already on it. That's a whole different conversation. I'm not here to talk about that. But the new variant has created a lot of fear in the market, and people are scared. Now, for those who understand the tax game, this is why I said at the beginning, you got to understand the whole game in the big picture, because when you're somebody that has money and you understand the tax game, hey, I know the average person knows nothing about taxes, and they think they do. I know a decent amount. I will say it with confidence. I know a decent amount, but I know that there is way more that I don't know. So I'll even say that I don't know much. I know a decent amount compared to the average person, but when you start to see the game, you're like, oh damn, this board game is a lot bigger than I thought it was. So it would make sense for you to start claiming losses before the end of the year as a business. Because if you were in and you were up, now would be a good time to start claiming losses. So you know what? We may even see, personally, I think we may even see the market dip more. But it's not impossible for Bitcoin to hit 80,000 before the end of the year. I would love to see that happen. I think with everything that's happening in the market right now, with all of this fear and hyperinflation, I'm going to call it hyperinflation for those that have been watching. It's been a topic, not just with me, but with other places as well. Hyperinflation, things like hopefully not as bad as Venezuela and countries like that, or like in World War II. But it's very possible that it's coming, especially with all the money that they're printing. Basically, the US dollar has become its own meme coin, its own crap coin, because it's an endless supply. And the more people start learning about currencies like cryptocurrency, the more they realize, like, hey, what a joke that was, right? So as they print more, it basically becomes more devalued, the dollar, and something like cryptocurrency may even appear to be worth more, but it's inflation. So I think crypto itself is being inflation adjusted. So as we see the prices change, because in this article talks about, how we've seen different highs and different lows, and it's possible to still hit 80K by the end of the year. We'll see. But if you look at previous examples, and again, I'll share all of these links in the description if you want to look at it. If you want to look at it deeper. So this is where we are right now, December 2021. If you look at previous examples, now for those that are new, just because you see a pattern in the past doesn't mean it's going to play out exactly the same. You cannot predict future patterns by looking at old patterns. Old patterns give you an idea of what's possible based off of psychology. So it's anticipation. You always have to prepare for both sides when it comes to any market. So here we are right now, December 2021. Now, again, if it dips down, there are two scenarios that are about to happen. Either one is good. It's either going to come down and have a similar play just like the previous years. And if it does, that's good, because it gives you an opportunity to keep buying in, because in the long term, it's gonna go up, because everything's gonna be adopted with cryptocurrency. It is what it is, right? Now, whether it becomes cryptocurrency, the private cryptocurrency of the people, which is what we have now, or of the governments, that'll be up to us as the people. So if it dips down, just buy more. But it's not ridiculous for this to shoot up a bit more before it does this pattern. So if it does that, that is also good. Now, for those that are new, And I like to emphasize to those that are new, because, you get excited and you see it and you think, and we've all thought that way. I'm going to sell at the top. Well, what a great idea that is. Let me tell you, nobody knows when the top comes until after it's happened. So obviously it's a great concept. I'll sell at the top and I'll buy at the bottom. But you're not going to know when that is, because it's just going to happen like that. It's going to happen while you were sleeping, while you were having a coffee. The moment you turn off your phone, you turn it back on. Oh my gosh, the market crashed. Oh my God, it just hit the top 5 minutes ago. I should have sold. The 3 saddest words in the English language are I should have. So you should always be taking profits. Make sure you're optimistic and just be thinking about the future. It's like an ant and a bee. They think winter in the summer and summer in the winter. So as it's moving up, start collecting profits. You're not going to be able to scrape it all. Don't be greedy. I've been there. Trust me. You end up holding the bag at the end, crying because you didn't sell. Because you knew better and you were better off with a profit of $10 instead of a loss of $20. And then the same applies with bigger accounts. Trust me, you don't want to be holding the bag. That's the worst thing you could do. So I hope this is all informative. I am still very optimistic with crypto and Bitcoin. If you haven't entered this space, make sure you do. It's so easy to get involved nowadays. Please, somebody mentioned this the other day, and it really broke my heart to hear that this is happening out there. There are people charging other people, or there are scammers out there charging people that want to get into the crypto space like $500 to buy Bitcoin from them. Look, you don't have to buy it from anybody. There, you could just download an app and just buy it yourself now. It's so much easier. You can do it on a centralized exchange like Binance, KuCoin, whatever your market is. There are so many you can use. I will share a link below in the description. I have referral links that you can use, affiliate links where if you sign up, you get paid, I get paid. Hey, you don't have to sign up if you don't want to. And then you can use those to start sharing with your friends and family. You can get set up in 60 seconds, 3 minutes. I will share some startup videos on my TikTok and Instagram. Maybe I'll share it as a short. I don't know if it'll allow me, because I think I made one that's 3 minutes. So make sure you connect on TikTok, Instagram. I'll share all of that down here. And hey, maybe you want to learn more. Maybe you'd like to have some buy signals. Don't worry, I got you. I also have a free Telegram group that I'll share down here below. And just enter the space so you can start getting familiar. It's like a new language. You're not going to understand it right away, but the more you start to listen, follow other influencers, follow other people, watch channels. Everything's out there for free. You can start learning. If free education was an issue, you would have done it already. So whatever it is that works for you, find it, connect. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. My name is Edwin Zapata. This was Executive Zone. Just remember, keep smiling. Don't let anybody piss you off. And I'll catch you in the next one.